Today is 2020 and it's National Day. I'm Mr. Perazo and this is Steve, and welcome to the Ttv Morning Show.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you.
Hello, this is the joke of the day. This one goes out to all you science teachers. Do you want to hear a sodium joke? Nah. That's all for the joke of the day. Have a great day.
In the news, a man who takes very big pictures. Nathan Farb photographs mountains, and after looking over mountains in the western United States and mountains in Switzerland, Nathan Farb decided that the mountains he liked best were right in his own backyard, the Adirondack Mountains in New York State. Experience convinced him that light, land, and water in the Adirondacks strike a most unusual and pleasant balance. His photographs are being shown in an exhibit marking the anniversary of New York's decision 100 years ago to keep a large part of the Adirondacks forever wild. To get his big pictures, Nathan Farb uses a big camera. He often carries 60 pounds of camera equipment deep into the wilderness. He focuses the scene he wants on an 8 by 10 inch plate and then waits patiently for just the right light. I'm Christopher Glenn with photographer Nathan Farb in the news.
This is CBS.
And now, on with the show.
Well, hello there.
President Lincoln, I am very, very happy to see you here at South Tahoe Middle School. Welcome.
It's a great pleasure for me to be here.
I'd like to introduce you to two very important people that are here with me today. My name's George Nettleman. I'm the principal here of the school. This is my vice principal, Jim Valdez.
Mr. Valdez.
Mr. President. He's very excited and pleased
Glad to meet you.
Heard a lot about you. This is Russ Anderson, one of our American Studies teachers.
Nice to meet you.
One who is
Mr. Anderson
is one of our important history teachers here, and
I've waited 225 years to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
Almost 125.
you know, I really am delighted to see that you made it up today. We're having different kind of weather here, and I kind of expected to see you coming up in your buggy.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I made it all the way across the country in my buggy. 2 mules held up real good. Got into Carson City last night, stayed there. Took off from Carson City this morning, and the snow tires were required on Echo Summit, and they wouldn't let me over. And besides that, my mules were just kicking around like crazy.
Who stopped you? The highway
The
patrol?
highway patrol,
They
actually.
looked at your buggy tires and said that
Yeah.
you needed snow tires.
They don't say, they didn't care if I was Abraham Lincoln or Ronald Reagan. Didn't seem to matter to them at all.
Is that
They
right?
said, the law is the law.
I see. I can't
And-
believe that.
And very fortunately, this kind lady, she's with Lake Tahoe Limousine Company. She was very kind to pick me up and give me a ride here to Lake Tahoe. Sandy, thank you very much.
Well, Sandy, we thank you too. I think that's wonderful that you were able to rescue the president like that. It sounded like he was in big trouble. Why don't we step inside and let's take a look at the school? And,
Is it warmer indoors?
yes, it is.
Good. Thank you, Sandy. Sure. What's your head? Doesn't it?
If you want to turn to your right here, and then to your left.
All right.
What's your head? Feel how much more?
Low free. Boy, it's a pleasure to be indoors.
It's pretty cold in your buggy before the limo picked you up.
It was very cold. Really a pleasure to have that young lady come along, give me a ride in a limousine.
On behalf of the faculty and students at South Tahoe Middle School, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to a very special person. And now I'd like to present the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln.
It's a great pleasure for me to be here today, students. I am so happy to be at South Tahoe Middle School. I trust that you young people will listen carefully to the Gettysburg Address and take this part of American history very seriously. Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is for us, rather, to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.